And I'm just like, man, why? Leave me alone. Boo Boo the shooter? Like, come on, leave me the hell alone. She shows up at my house. And she's just like, babe, I'm sorry. I just, I had to, it sort of was a spontaneous thought. I really didn't really think that all the way out. I just felt like it was something I needed to do. And she's just like, let me fix this situation, right? So I'm like, how you gonna fix this situation? And she was just like, let me just fix the situation. So she comes into the house. She cooks me dinner, like a nice little spread, takes care of my needs, if you will. She stays the night and she leaves the next day. Now, I left before her because I had to go to work. So she was probably in my crib for like maybe 2 hours before she left. All I know is around lunchtime, I'll be checking my email. So I was checking my email and I was getting emails from my credit card companies. And I was getting emails from like credit card company, my utility company, like all this stuff. Now I live alone, so I don't keep locks on like my computer or anything like that. So, you could just get on there and access anything from my home computer. Y'all, she had went on there and paid all of my bills. All of them. And she paid the car off. Y'all, I was now a ride or die chick. Cause I wasn't leaving. So I'm looking at my emails and it's like, thank you for making your payment. Your balance is now zero. Your balance is now zero. Your balance is now zero. I'm like, listen, like I said, I've dated some women who was put together, but I've never dated a woman who was wealthy, a shooter, a kingpin, and a video vixen, all wrapped into one. So now I'm grappling with, okay, am I about to do this? Am I about to date somebody who in this lifestyle because she's taking care of me? She don't say nothing. She don't call me. She don't say nothing. She just did it. And I called her like later on that night and I ain't say nothing. And she ain't say nothing. And then I was just like, hey, so-and-so come out tomorrow. You want to go to movies and see it? And she was like, yep, sure do. And so we went to the movies, never even spoke on it. I always used to be like, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck, I always used to see women in relationships like this where I'd be like, why were you with that person? You knew what type of lifestyle they lived. You knew the risk involved, right? Your freedom is involved, right? And she would be, they would always be like, it's sort of like a risk reward type thing. And so I'm sitting up here replaying all of those conversations every time I was with her. I was like, I've always frowned on this when women did it, but now I'm doing it as a man. I'm with a woman who is super wealthy and a drug dealer. We go back to her house that night after the movies. We there, it's probably 3:00 in the morning. Get a bam on the door. And I'm like, first thing mind come to mind is that, you probably don't remember the Firm album, that 5 Minutes to Flush song with Nature. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, something about to happen. So she bamming on the door. So she goes down to the door. I go down there with her. You know what I'm saying? It's like her cousin. He at the door. He'd have been shot in the thigh. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And this is when I was just like, okay, the perks are good, but we are now, this is now a triage unit. And I'm like, I ain't signing up to this. So he come in, he shot. It ain't too bad. But, she like knew what to do. She cut the pants off and, stitched him up, gave him some, Vicodin, sent him on his way. Called a cleaner. Cleaner came, cleaned up all the stuff. This was just a life. And I was just like, I looked at her and I was like, babe, I ain't gonna be able to do this. I just ain't. If you would have caught me probably about 10 years before this, I would have been like on it, but I ain't gonna be able to do this. So I get in the car, I leave. She don't chase me, she don't say nothing. She was just like, I understand, but Tom, you just gotta understand, I'm almost out of this. Like she said, I'm probably 6 months out of this. and I'm out of this for good, forever. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. So I leave. So 2 days later, she show up at my house, and she's like, hey, I just got you a couple things, and I ain't gonna stay too long. I know you mad at me or whatnot. And so she had got me at the time the brand new Xbox and the brand new PS5 when they first had dropped, right? And she got me Madden. Look, when I tell you these drug dealers be knowing exactly what they're saying, dude, I felt like a flimsy $2 hoe. Cause I was like, oh, you care. And I let her in and I hooked it up and I'm playing the game and she ordered food and next thing you know, I'm right back into life. So a couple months go by. We probably like a month, 2 months after that situation. So we getting closer to the 6 months and she's supposed to be out of the game or whatever. So we go out to this little hibachi spot one night and we sitting there eating or whatever. Now she got maybe about 4 or 5 of her people up in there. It's a nice little night, you know what I'm saying? They playing hip hop music in the hibachi spot. I was like, man, this is like a nice little vibe going on. Then, lo and behold, that girl from previous, the one she knocked out, walks up into the hibachi spot with like 4 or 5 dudes. They sit down. The whole time, they staring at us. Now, y'all know they don't be patting nobody down at the hibachi spot, so I'm like, I had my pew pew on myself, and I don't know about the rest of the people. So we stand up, once it's all over, and we go out. As soon as we go out, they go out. So we in the parking lot, and they like, da 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 da. She had told them, her people, that she got jumped. We all know she ain't get jumped. She got knocked out. Now, keep it real. It was a sucker punch, but she got knocked out. So the girl get in old girl's face, and she's just like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You thought shit was sweet, but what's up now? You know what I'm saying? And so she pushed her, and then old girl like reaches in her pocket and grabs like a little blade. Like this blade was probably about like that big, not big at all. She reaches in, grabs that blade, like whips right across the girl's midsection and like cut like the titty. Like she sliced the titty. And so the girl like fall over, and then her people run up, and then it's like a full-on brawl. You know what I'm saying? We fighting in the parking lot at the hibachi spot. Now, I'm a nice guy, a really nice guy. Like, I don't like drama. I don't like all of this stuff. But I have a switch inside of me because of how I'm wired and how I was raised. Like, once my anger and violent part of me is accessed, it's hard to put that person back into a box. And so I went nuts on them people, like nuts, to the point where I went nuts on whoever touched me. And so everybody just stopped fighting and got in their car because I was going absolutely ape shit in this parking lot. Everybody at this point is now staring at me because I literally done went ballistic in the parking lot. And so she, tries to calm me down and, hey, calm down, it's over. And I'm still like, my heart is racing, my brain is spinning, like my hands is shaking, like I need to hit more things, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm tripping. And so when I finally got home the next day and calmed down, I was like, look, that person is somebody I don't ever want to be, and so I can never do that. And being around you, that's gonna happen again. And so I told her that was it. I was like, I'm done. I'm out. You have to leave me alone. So she, she's crying, at this point because she knew what it was. When she said when she saw my face in the parking lot, she was just like, I know I'm about to lose him. And it was crazy, you know what I'm saying? So we broke up like a month after we stopped talking. Like she had sent me like a whole bunch of money and she was just like, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And I sent it back to her. And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. To this day, like that's still one of the tough spots. You know what I'm saying? But that's just another one of my wild and crazy stories. I'll see you in the next one.